FlossTube, I'm Pam. Welcome to my channel. This is FlossTube number 44 and today is Tuesday, September 7th. I keep wanting to say August. Can you believe we are already a whole week into September? Like, how did that happen? I'm not sure. Not sure at all. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you found my channel. I hope you stay a while. And if you're a returning viewer, you may be noticing that I am back on my porch. I'm trying not to sit too close. The last time I filmed on my porch, I felt like I ended up being on top of the camera. It was bad. Don't go back and look at that video. But I figured it was nice out. Who knows how many more days we'll have before it starts to get cold and wintry. And I thought we could hang out by my bird feeder. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I've got a bird feeder right here. Bird feeding has become my like new obsession this spring and summer. But I don't know if it's too blown out, if you'll be able to see any action there. Anyway, I'm going to apologize in advance. I am out on the porch. I do live in a crowded area. You are probably going to hear some background noises like traffic and people and dogs. Hopefully no annoying motorcycles or emergency vehicles, or we'll see what happens. I can hear somebody's chainsaw right now. Hopefully you can't. Okay, anyway, normally I film on Mondays on a weekly basis. Today is a Tuesday. Yesterday was a holiday. And I didn't film last week. I'm so sorry. We camped. So I filmed on Monday the 23rd. And then we camped on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And by the time we got back on Sunday, I was pretty much done. And then I had to spend all of like Monday and Tuesday catching up on all the things, you know, the life that happens when you're on vacation and then you have to come back and still deal with it. Did you guys hear that cicada? It's so loud. I don't know if you can hear it. Thank you. So loud. But yeah, and then, so by the time life calmed down again, it was Wednesday, and I'm like, if I film on Wednesday and then again on Monday, I'm not going to have anything to show. And then I didn't end up filming on Monday. So I probably could have. Anyway, I went camping. It was lovely. If you are in New England, I highly suggest Gilson Pond Campground at Monadnock State Park in Jaffrey, New Hampshire. So peaceful. It does not have a lot of sites for those who have like campers or RVs, but it's a fantastic campground for tent camping. It's lovely. It's going to be the video of the Anyway, the super fun thing about my camping trip though is that I'm going to a retreat in November called Stitching at the Farm, and it's at a place called East Hill Farm in Troy, New Hampshire, and it was like 8 minutes from the campground. So my husband and I went on a little like ride and drove past, and I got to see where it is, and holy moly, the farm animals, they have cows that are the cutest cows I've ever seen. So I cannot wait to get up there in November and make friends with the cows. So that was fun. Somebody asked me in my last video, they wanted more information about the retreat, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but I'm 99% sure the retreat is full. But I mean, we still have a few months to go. Spots could open up. I highly suggest, if you are a New England Stitcher, I highly suggest being on the Facebook group. It's something like New England Cross Stitch Meetups or something like that. It has been a super fantastic resource for me to make in-person stitchy friends and kind of know like what's going on in the area. I'll link it in the description box below. If I forget to link it though, because brain sieve, yeah. So if I forget to link it, let me know in the comments and I'll get it in there. I'm a little out of sorts being in a different place. And I'm like, my neighbors can hear me talking, and what do they think I'm talking to? Myself? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not gonna think about it. There is also a Facebook group specifically for the stitch. I think it's Stitchin' at the Farm is the name of the Facebook group. You can probably search it out, or you can ask about it in the New England Cross Stitch Meetup group. Other things I want to talk about before we get into my whips of the 2 weeks. It's not whips of the week, it's whips of 2 weeks. I host a Hawk Run Hollow Stitch Together. For anybody who is stitching Hawk Run Hollow patterns and they would like to do a Zoom meetup where we can stitch them all together. And the next one is this Thursday, September 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you've already filled out the Google form for it, you don't have to do it again. But if you're new to the channel or you are a returning viewer and you just got your hands on a Hawk Run Hollow pattern that you want to start and you haven't filled it out before, fill it out now. The only requirement is that you be stitching a Hawk Run Hollow and that you be nice to everyone on the Zoom. I send out the email with the Zoom link, usually 12 to 24 hours before we meet. So as long, to be safe, if you plan on doing it, make sure that you have filled out that Google form by Wednesday afternoon. Now, I know not everybody watches my videos right away and I'm filming on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. If you miss this one, it's okay. I will do another. I do them on the 2nd and 4th Thursdays of every month. So there'll be one at the end of this month. Okay, the other thing that I want to talk about is I am not doing this, but I want to share the info. Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, Michelle, Bendy Stitchy, and Alicia Resist Stitch are hosting a fundraiser for, they're calling it #marathon for MMIW, which stands for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women. And so they're trying to raise $43,000, and they're giving the money to the Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women. And basically the idea is that people sign up to do this with them and they pledge to stitch. Most people are pledging to stitch 100 hours between September 1st and October 31st. So if you are interested in donating to somebody who is doing this, I'm going to post the link in the description box below. It'll be to Erin's page, but if you want to see if any of your other Stitchy friends are also pledging to stitch 100 hours and you want to donate to them, you can scroll down and you can see everybody who is doing it. So I unfortunately could not get my act together and figure out what I would stitch on for 100 hours. And then I have so much going on in September, and I have potentially have something big happening in the future. And I'm not going to talk about it yet because it might not come to fruition. But if it does, I will absolutely be sharing it with you. But it's taking up a lot of my mental space right now. So I did not want to commit to stitching 100 hours when I wasn't sure that 100 hours was going to happen in my life. But I'm certainly going to be pledging money, and I think it's a great cause. Okay, I think that's all I needed to talk about before we get into what I worked on the past 2 weeks. I always show, I am stitching Temperature Tree by Stitchin' Mommy. And here is what it could look like. Mine is not going to look exactly like this. At the end of the year, the premise is there's a branch for every month and a leaf for every day, and you stitch the leaf color according to the high temperature of the day. So on Sundays, every week, I stitch the leaves for the week, the past week, and I put a length of floss into the tree so that I didn't have to stitch the whole tree at once. And here is where I'm at. I am stitching this on 16 count white Aida. It's just like the Aida that you get at Michael's or Joann's. Here it is. I don't have anything to put behind my stuff this week, and I normally don't have to worry about that, but outside in this light, you're gonna see me right through. Hi, I'm back here. So I'm trying to figure out where my camera is out here too. This branch right here was the August branch. So this was all my August leaves. I started a little bit on September. Yeah, there she is. I'm curious to see what my fall branches will look like. Summer was interesting. If you notice, June was kind of cool. The beginning of June. So it's not going to be completely like color balanced. I'm fascinated by this. This is the second one I've done. Last year I did the Daily Granny Square Temperature Stitch Along by Carolyn Manning. Those words may not have been in that order, but it's those words. And you can look at I show it in my Finish and Whip Parade. It's probably one of the first videos I have posted this year. So if you go back and look, it'll be titled like 2020 Finish and Whip Parade. So you can see it there. That was a fun one. It was harder though than this one. And then next year I plan on doing, Christy from Christy's Corner has a bookcase in which every book is stitched the color depending on the temperature. So that is the plans for next year. Okay, then if you have been watching, you know that I'm working on the Pixels That Made Us, which was a charity chart that benefited Child's Play by Pick Stitch. And I do not know how, like, what the deal is with this chart now. I will post the information to reach out to Justin from Pick Stitch in the description box below. I don't know what he's doing with this now that the Stitch Along is officially over. I kept up on it all the way until July, and then it slid. So this got started on March 1st, and I'm so close to being done. It's going to spell the word gamer, and every letter has characters for a particular gaming system. And so I am on the R, which is Super Nintendo. And I don't remember because I have not worked on this since like Tuesday, 2 weeks ago. So somewhere in here, I worked in here. I'm getting there. I'm getting close. My plan was to have this done for Christmas. I don't really think that's going to happen now. But for sure, it has to be done by April. If I don't give it to my son for Christmas, I will give it to him in April. It has 206 colors in it, all DMC. It's a lot of color changing, but it is really a fun stitch. Hold on, I need a Coke. I have such a soda problem. I'm trying to break it. Obviously, it's not working. And then when I went camping, I wanted to take a project that was super easy, like easy design, large count. So I took this kit. It's called Hey Pumpkin, and it was from Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know who the designer is. It's So Emma. I never know. Somebody told me what It's So Emma. I think it's Lori Holt is the actual design. I don't know. I won it from Dawn Marie from DM's Crafty Vortex on a giveaway that she did. Is it Lori Holt? It's So Emma. I don't know. I'm sure maybe you can find it on Fat Quarter Shop. Fat Quarter Shop, for whatever reason, I don't know why, it's not a place I've actually ever been to myself. But I'm loving this project so much for a travel project that when I finish it, I might see if they've got other things that are similar. It's being done on 10 count burlap, which made it it's the perfect travel project. I don't even have to use my reading glasses. I don't need good light. It's being stitched 4 strands over 1. And here's where I'm at. I got a ton of progress camping. Like probably half of what you see here was done camping. And then I also took it to get my oil changed. It was a really good sit in the dealership while my car, whose name is Percy, and I love him so much, got his oil changed. It makes him so happy. I love Percy. He's a white Kia Soul. Anyway, I've never loved a car so much as I love this car. I took him with me there, and normally I stitch in the wild and like nobody says boo. I had 2 people come up to me in the dealership and like, oh my gosh, is that cross stitch? I used to do that. And we chatted about it and stuff. So that was fun because that never happens to me. So that was that. I think I'd really like to get this done by October, because I have a wooden pumpkin that I want, when I finish this, I just want to cut it out and glue it directly onto I cannot get this back in the bag. That's for later. I'm going to glue it right on the pumpkin. So it shouldn't take long to finish. I don't have that written down on my plans. I should. And then, this is the thing that I've worked on predominantly in the past 2 weeks. I don't know what made me, actually I do know what made me get it out. On my WhipGo board, if you are new to FlossTube, WhipGo is a game that Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff came up with, and basically it's a bingo board. There's 25 squares, the middle one is a free space. You pick a project for each square and a goal that you want to meet in that project. And I'm already starting to think about what my board is going to look like for next year. But I had my WIP night walk down, had like 3 or 4 blocks dedicated to it on my WhipGo board, and I don't think they're going to get completed. I had to, a few videos back, I showed that I made a pretty major mistake and I had to take out like 300 or 400 stitches, which I did get done this week. So that's done. I don't have to worry about it. It's all frogged. But also, if I say a term and you don't know what it means, I keep a glossary in the description box below, because cross stitch and FlossTube and Instagram and everywhere people talk about cross stitch, we use all sorts of weird terminology. Frogging means to rip out your stitches. So I got it all frogged. I don't have to worry about it, but I don't want to touch it either. Like, I'm just not ready to put my hands on it. And I only have September, October, November, December, which I realize is a third of the year. And so I shouldn't think I don't have enough time, but I don't think I have enough time to finish it. But this is also on my WhipGo board, and I had kept up with the blocks that had been called for with it, and I have 1 block left to finish it. So I am aiming for a finish here. And it is Forever and Ever. It's the first in the Songbird Gardens series by Cottage Garden Simplings. And it was my New Year, New Start this year. Last time you saw it, I had both flowers done and both birds, but not much else. And now, look at how much I have done. I got the whole circle done and the house. It's so pretty. This is getting stitched on, it's all the called for. So it's 36 count tin roof. I'm stitching it one strand over 2. And oh my gosh, I'm just gonna like, the coloring on, I love that house. I want to live there. This little fairy house. So all I have left is love and that little heart. That's it. Like, that's it. So I'm missing this color. It's Coal by Weeks Dye Works, and I'm 99% sure I have it in another project. I really need to get that X-Stitch app so I can keep track of this stuff. But I'm 99% sure it's in another project, and if I cannot find it in another project, the DMC conversion is 310. So I'll just use 310. I am going to the World in Stitches on Saturday, so I might see if she has it. So maybe I will hold off on this until Saturday. And if she doesn't have it, then I'll use 310. I'm not going to order it. I'm not going to go looking for it because, like, I'm so close to being done. I don't want to wait for shipping. So yeah. I did UFO 2 things this week as well. I'm trying to get my whip list back down to 12. Last year, I gave myself a limit. I could not have more than 12 whips. And I was ever so much more productive. My brain was happier. There is some bird action happening back there. I don't know if you can see them. I'll do a bird update at the end of the video as well, for those of you who have been keeping up with my birding. So I UFO'd two things that I was not feeling super happy about. We're starting the haul section, so I'll talk about this with my I got a new planner. I'm trying out a disc planner because you can like move pages around and stuff. So new planner, I decided to consolidate all my different journals and planners. So my stitching journal is now in here. And so I made a new whip list, of which I've got, oh no, that's white out. I'm like, I spilled something on it. Nope, it's white out. I made a new whip list. And what I discovered is I have 20 whips. I had 22 whips and then I UFO'd 2 of them. So I have 20 whips. 3 of them are ornaments that I could bang out this week. I just have to do the beading, which would get me down to 17. I'm gonna finish Songbird. That would get me down to 16. Hey Pumpkin is close to a finish. That would get me down to 15. But I'm also going to be starting a Mirabilia in November. And I do want to do a birthday start in November as well. That is not the Mirabilia. But I am getting close to 12. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so what did I UFO? I UFO'd, let me look at my list. Prancing in the Tulips. I don't have them with me, but if you want to see what they look like, they are in my mid-year whip parade, which is a few videos back. I filmed it in July. So Prancing in the Tulips by Lindy Stitches. I am going to restitch it, but I was doing a conversion so it looked like my cat Fufanut, and she's not a calico, which the cat in Prancing in the Tulips is a calico. I'm going to back up a sec. So Lindy Stitches is doing a series in this year's Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I really have this, all of a sudden, this fear that I'm sitting entirely too close to the camera. I'm 20 minutes in, I'm going to give you a warning. Don't watch this on your television. Small screen this all the way, because when I am outside in natural daylight, it's not all that pretty. I don't wear makeup. Just going to leave it at that. Anyway, Lindy Stitches, Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, 2021. She's got a different one at each magazine. They come out quarterly. And so the spring one was a cat amongst the tulips, and it was a calico. And I had a calico cat that we loved dearly named Sage. And so I think that I'm going to go back and restart it and do it just called for, so it looks like our cat Sage. And then the other 3 I will finagle to look like Magic and Baby Kitty that we lost this past summer, and Fufanut, which is the cat we still have. So that might be a 4 project for next year, 4 whip project for next year. So I UFO'd that for this year. And then I also UFO'd, and I feel terrible about this because I love Stitching Book Club. Like, I love it. I cannot wait for The Great Gatsby to come out. She's been sneak peeking it a little bit and it looks amazing. I didn't love Little Women. It's the first one I have not really felt. And I think it's the colors. I like the chart. I was not loving the colors. So I will, at some point, when I have free time, restart that one. So, UFO 2 things. So that was my whips and UFOs of the week. I did not have any finishes. I did, though, go to the framer on Monday. Not yesterday, but last Monday when I came back from camping. That was one of the chores I had to do. So I did bring my Mirabilia to the framer. I should be getting it back by the next video. I hope so. Labor Day may have thrown things off, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get it and show you. Okay, that brings us to haul. So obviously I got a new planner, trying out the whole disc thing. I got it on Etsy This is, I think it was Natalie Rebecca. I may remember to link her shop and I may not, because that's kind of me. And then I got a few things off of Bendy Stitchy's latest YouTube live sale, D-Stash. I love her D-Stashes on YouTube. So I got 2 Bendy Flips. That might not be what they're called, but they're Buy Bags Plus, and they're the 45 pocket size. So it's 45 pockets on this side, so you can like stick your bobbins in there. And then on this, look at, seriously, birds and bobbins, so cute. And thimbles and needles, it's so adorable. And pins. And then it's got a pocket. And then a ring. You want to put like your fancy floss hanging from a ring. So I have no plans. I have no idea what I'm doing with that, but I couldn't resist. And then this one, same style, but look, that fabric is so cute. It's so cute. I can't. Oh my gosh, adorable. 45 pocket. So I'll have to find projects for those. And then I got 2 projects kitted up from her. I got the Early Summer Witch #2 from Not Forgotten Farm. It was, I think it was like a club thing. Little Witches Stitch Club. She's so cute. She's so cute. So it came with like the fabric and the floss, and it's adorable. And then I got Bringing Home the Tree by the Scarlet House, which I also think was some sort of a kit. I mean, it is a kit, but I don't know if it was like part of a club. And this one came with the finishing fabric and the floss and the trim and a jingle bell. The jingle bell is smushed, but you can get a jingle bell anywhere. And then the fabric, obviously, and this one has been started by Michelle. So a little bit of a start has already been made for me. So that was my haul. I can't wait to stitch on that. I've never actually gotten to stitch on a project that somebody else has started. That's kind of fun. I like the idea of it. Which then makes me think maybe I should just pass along my Little Women start. But I did like some floss converting, and I think it would be confusing. Maybe next time I UFO something. Okay. All right, what does that leave us with? Plans. Plans. Let's talk about plans. I am finishing Songbird this week. It's happening. I think I'd like to finish Hey Pumpkin, but I also have to finish the small that I'm stitching for the retreat so that I can get that FFO'd. So those are the 3 biggies. I know I've been alluding to this a few times, but I have a plan for Flossmas that is going to require my creative juices to start flowing this week if I am going to stay on track with it. So that needs to get worked on this week. If you don't know what Flossmas is, if you have discovered FlossTube this year and missed last year's holiday season, Flossmas is some FlossTubers and knitters and crafters and stuff, but they don't call it FlossTube, they call it something else. But anyway, it's sort of like a countdown. It's like a holiday, it's like a little mini holiday videos leading up to Christmas. Some people do a daily video every day in December. I like to do a daily video, and they're short because, I mean, obviously I can't talk for 30 minutes every single day. They're usually like 10 minutes or less. And wow, I'm not really good at describing Flossmas. Let's start over. Flossmas, daily videos during the holiday season to kind of celebrate the times. That was a much better description. And last year I gave away a little mini chart every day. And so this year I've got some plans that I need to start working on this week. Okay. Also, nope. You will see me before I do this, I think. I'm getting a haircut next week. But I think that I have one more video before my haircut, if I film on time. This needs to get shorter. I actually find that like 5 days out of 7, I'm wearing it up. It's getting long. It's time to get it cut. I don't think I'll get it re-permed yet. I think I still have. Don't count today because I actually didn't wash my hair today. But I've still got a good amount of curl going on. Okay. You hear the plane? I don't want to have to talk over it. This is why I don't film outside on the regular. Okay. I want to thank a few people who bought me a coffee from last video. I have a Buy Me a Coffee link if you're interested in supporting my channel. It's always linked in the description box below. And I appreciate every single coffee that I get to sip due to your generosity. Speaking of coffee, don't know if you've noticed, but the pumpkin cream cold brew is back at Starbucks. It's my favorite drink. I love it so much. So much. Pumpkin cream cold brew. My Starbucks closed today and will reopen, I believe, on the 17th for renovations. Don't they know that this is prime pumpkin cream cold brew time? Apparently they do not. Anyway, thank you so much, Lori and Julie and the 2 anonymous folks who bought me coffee last week. Well, I guess 2 weeks ago, but thank you. Very much appreciated. All right, that leaves us with giveaway and bird update. So I have been giving away pages from my old magazines. I know that I have 3 that still have to go out in the mail. They're in their envelopes. They just have to get to the post office. You know I've got a block about it. I don't know what it is, but it will happen. It's on my to-do list. I don't know where I put my planner, but I would show you that it's on my to-do list. This week's pattern it's actually 2 patterns because they're connected to each other. Comes from, I think it's September 2005 Stitcher's World. So it's a little I don't want to show the chart. It's a little Thanksgiving pin. I don't think you can still get the pin. I mean, this is from 2005, but the chart is super cute. And what I was thinking is if you stitched it, if you have a Michaels near you, they have a section with little mini frames. And I thought this would be super cute in one of those little mini frames that you can get at Michaels. Like they're small. And every time I see them, I'm like, I should stitch something super small because it would be cute in those frames. And then on the other side, they're supposed to go, this one's an apple. I don't know if you can really see it. And then this one is a pumpkin. It's a pumpkin. And they're supposed to go on like placemats or tablecloths. But again, you can put them on whatever the heck you want. If you would like to be in the running to win these patterns, you need to be 18 so that I can legally get your address. You need to have filled out my Happy Mail form before I do the drawing. And that's in the description box below so that I know where to send it. Do not use any words like giveaway or prize or enter or thank you. I mean, you can say thank you, but you know what I'm talking about. And then number 4, you need to use the word pin, P-I-N, in your comment. That's it. That's not it. We have a bird update. So let me turn and see if there's anything fun. Bird feeder's completely empty. I took down, before I went camping, I filled my Oriole feeder with a ton of jelly because I had been having so much Oriole action in the week up to going camping that I was so sad to leave them without jelly. So I overfilled the jelly portion of my Oriole feeder. And then we came back from camping and I had a yellow jacket problem. I hate yellow jackets. I don't know. I'm sure there's something that they do in the environment, like in the ecosystem, that's important. I don't know what it is, and I don't care. I hate them. And my Orioles were gone. I have not seen them since before we camped. I'm sure that the yellow jackets became so annoying that they abandoned my feeder. And it's possible they've started their migration. I don't know. This is the first year I've had Orioles, so I don't know. So I ended up taking the Oriole feeder down. It was such a yellow jacket problem. I brought it in the house. It's done. Done for the season. I still have my hummingbird feeder up. You can see it right there. The yellow jackets were a problem with that too, but then I made a yellow jacket catcher thing out of a water bottle and I hung it down that way, and I haven't had a problem, too much of a problem in my hummingbird feeder. I have these little things that you put on it to keep the bees out, but the hummingbirds can still get in, but it doesn't stop the yellow jackets from hovering around it anyway. But I have not had a hummingbird in 2 days. I keep track. I'll show you on my planner. On my planner, I write what I stitched, and then I also write, like, I was keeping track of the Orioles, and I keep track of my daily hummingbird sightings. So I have 1 and 2 marked. When I get to 14, if I have 14 days in a row that I have not seen a hummingbird, the feeder is coming down, because I will assume that they have migrated. That's kind of how I'm keeping track of it. Yeah, that's it. I've been getting a lot of, my grackles have been gone too. I've not been getting a lot of grackles. And we got the go ahead that we can put our feeders back up. So I felt okay. I don't know if you can see it. It's somewhere back here, I think. Yeah, somewhere back here. I put my tray feeder back up, which I had taken down for about a month because I didn't want to take all my feeders down because of the mysterious bird illness. But in my reading about it, it seemed as if it were the bigger birds that were being affected, like the blue jays, the starlings, the grackles, and they eat mostly from my tray feeder. So I took my tray feeder down to discourage them from coming over here. So it's back up because we got the A-OK that we can put them back up. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed visiting with me outside. I felt like for once I was kind of on point, which maybe was not as fun for you. I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think about the outside format, because I'll continue to film out here while it's nice out, as long as it's not raining or whatever. I know I'm sitting too close to the camera again. Sorry. Look down at your stitching. Don't look up at the camera. Yeah, let me know what you think, or if you'd rather me be in my usual spot in front of my red wall. I almost don't want to go. I missed you guys. But I have things to do. Chores. I hate chores. Okay. I will see you all next week. Have a lovely week. I hope you get all the things done that you want to get done and that you stay safe and healthy. And that's it. See you guys next week. Bye, everyone.